Because today, we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another, or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
Hello, hello, hello. Is anybody out there? Can you hear me, Keith?
Sorry, I had my mic on mute. Yeah, I can hear you.
Boy, I'm telling you what now. This right here deal. I think I got my phone cut off where nobody can call me today. Yeah. But anyway, I'm having some technical difficulties.
Right.
With my I found a laptop that I can actually work off of. And half my stuff's here, half of it's in South Carolina. But anyway, we just want to get some updates, and we want to do a couple of little movie reviews that came out last night.
Cool.
And one of the movies actually is Keith's in. This is Keith Cameron Smith. He lives in Florida. Where you live at down there?
Daytona Beach area.
Daytona Beach area. And he's a part of a movie that actually came out last night. Trey surprised us this morning. I got up at 5, and I had a link to his new video that is talking about some hidden history that we've got going on. That I think that is that we're just seeking history. Basically, we know we've been lied to over the years. And I believe this is a time for all this truth to come out. And so let's get started on what we got going on. Go ahead and tell me about the movie and the link and everything. I'll try to put the link in the description below. The movie that you participated in, Keith.
Sure. The movie I was in is called The Mechanical Realm. It was directed by Vika Drazev. Vika also had another documentary come out a couple of years ago called Flatten the Curve. And that one was about, commercial and military pilots coming out saying, yeah, we know the earth is flat and stationary, and here's how we know. But it wasn't just pilots. There was other professionals in there like aeronautical engineers, merchant marines, the guys who work with rockets with waypoints, telling how those work, the guys who navigate submarines going across the flat, level, abyssal plain for hundreds of thousands of square miles at a time. So all these commercial and military professionals proving the Earth is flat and stationary with real world applications. So that's the flatten the curve. Now, last night, the mechanical realm was released. Vika first had the vision for this about a year, maybe a little over a year ago, asked me if I would be in it. And I said, yeah, I would love to. And it is about the Antikythera mechanism. Most people have no clue what that is. It is a little shoebox device from history that was discovered in a shipwreck about 120 years ago off of the island of Antikythera. That's why they call it the Antikythera mechanism. And the science community has been baffled by this for a long time. They said, well, everything in that shipwreck that we found was 2,000 years old, and Greeks should not have had this technology 2,000 years ago. So this little shoebox device or machine, it's called the world's first analog computer, and it is full of dozens of intricate, precise gears. It's a mechanism that perfectly replicates what we see in the sky over us, over our flat and stationary surface. It's an amazing machine, but it is a copy of what we actually see in the sky. And somehow, according to science, so the Greeks shouldn't have had it, but somehow they did have the technology to build this hardware, which was impossible according to the science community. But they also had the knowledge, they had the software to put into this hardware of how everything in the sky works over us. So for us, it's an absolute slam dunk. It's another proof positive that the Earth is flat and stationary. Why? Because the Earth is not on the machine. It shows all the perfect, exact, precise, repeated pattern movements of everything we see in the sky, but not the Earth. If this machine were trying to show the heliocentric hypothesis of the Earth being one of the planets and being in space, then the Earth would have been on there, but it's not. And the machine would not have worked at all. But the machine is accurate. It's extremely accurate, showing the movement of the sun, the moon, the planets, which are called wandering stars, and the fixed stars, the constellations. So we dove deep on this. We researched this for months and months and months. All of us. I think there's 6 of us in the documentary, and it's something that its time has come. It was just like you doing what you're doing in your life right now, me doing what I'm doing in my life right now. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and there are certain truths being revealed, whether it's history like we're going to talk about on Trey's channel, or the science and the history of the mechanical realm and this Antikythera mechanism. There is a revelation of truth happening that seems to be speeding up, and more people are coming to the knowledge of this truth, that the Earth is an intelligently designed, enclosed, electrical, topographical, stationary plane. It is not a spinning wet rock in outer space. It is not a ball that is the result of a Big Bang explosion, an accidental Big Bang explosion. Everything, and I'll say almost everything that we have learned from the public schools, which I call them government indoctrination camps, almost all of that is false to give us, to hide our creator, to hide God, and I think to hide our human potential as well. So not just science, but the history as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've noticed is as I got kind of thrown into this deal, I started doing where did all this come from, and Candace Taylor and Dave Wise done a real good video. I think it came out this morning or yesterday, and they talk about how the indoctrination started. And then, if you notice, after you're opened up to this truth, you start noticing globes everywhere, and the history of globes. It's kind of like buying a car, and you never seen that car before, but after you get it, then you notice every one of them.
Right.
So then the question is, are these people deceiving, or have they been deceived? And who? And our job is to figure out who's doing the deceiving and who has been deceived, because every one of us is on this path of truth. I call it this highway of truth, of figuring out what mile marker you're at.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. And so we can't bash anybody for not knowing what we know, but we also we have to. Trey Smith is the best one I know. I mean, he's taught me so much on asking questions, not making statements.
That's awesome.
Yep, he's never had a strike on his YouTube channel, which is incredible. And so much truth has come out of there. Matter of fact, he's got stuff on in God and God in a nutshell. He's got stuff that cannot be on. Obviously, is a little too. I can't remember his words, but a little too wild or whatever for YouTube.
Right.
But he's been very successful in putting these documentaries, these little truthers together, and never been and being very careful to be able to put it out there and people understand it as a question. What do you think about it, Keith? What do you think about it, Tim? You know, it's not this is the way it is.
Right.
Here's the way it needs to be. As you say, look, you just need to let's just talk about this and get your thought on it.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's where we need to be at on all of this, instead of offending people and telling people they're stupid or crackheads or whatever the case may be. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're 100%. That if you can get people to question things, I tell people all the time, question everything. You know, I've been teaching flat Earth for 4 or 5 years now. I have a little bit of knowledge about the subject, and I can come across pretty confident and maybe even dogmatic. But once you get too dogmatic, you start sounding arrogant. And I always tell people, listen, please don't trust me. Go look into this, research this yourself. Ask yourself, is it possible I've been lied to about the shape of the earth? Is it possible I've been lied to about history? And then just start following the evidence, start following the facts. That's for all of us who know the earth is a flat enclosed system now. That's how it all started for us. I mean, we were all ball boys, we were all in the globe at one point. And what you just said, Tim, is really true. I mean, it's mature. It's maturity that you don't bash somebody for not knowing what you know, because we are all collecting little pieces of this puzzle for ourselves personally and trying to put this puzzle together so we have a better understanding or a better picture of the bigger picture. And none of us have a clear picture of the big picture. We are all trying to figure this thing out. And flat Earth is part of it. The false history is part of it. The lies about dinosaurs and aliens is part of it. And I was just watching part of Trey's video, the one that just came out. I'm about half an hour into it, and I will finish it up because I've heard his name a few times over the years, last 2 or 3 years, but I've never looked into his work. And what I just now saw was good. It was funny because the part I saw, he said, well, these museum scientists, they want to say that these petroglyphs are put here by aliens, and the aliens joke. But the same thing about the Antikythera mechanism.
Yeah.
The scientists want to say, oh, well, Greeks can't have that, so aliens must have given the Greeks this technology. And God help us.
Yep. It's really crazy. Another thing is too, Mighty Man just said people going to get offended either way. Let me tell you something. Me and Dean was talking about it yesterday, and he said people will ask me a question, and then you answer, and then they get mad at you.
Yeah, because they don't
well,
like.
You asked me to answer the question, and then they get mad at you, and then But we've done got, I guess you could call it, and you probably went through this too. We've done got bulletproof or immune to people hurting our feelings. Yeah. And you have to man up. You have to have courage. You have to have a backbone to be able to do this. None of us chose to be made fun of. None of us chose to be persecuted over these things. But you got to think about this. This truth has got to come out, and somebody's got to stand up to it. I've got friends that ain't even speaking to me now because of this. And then I've got friends that I have not heard from since elementary school that can't wait to see what's going to take place. And then they're sending me, these people are sending me things from that I have not talked to in years, that are doing their own investigating and sending me stuff. And most of it I've seen, some of it I hadn't seen, but most of it I've seen. Let me show you this. This is something, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This was sent to me this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This morning, the first time I ever seen that about WikiLeaks. But it's time for this truth to come out here. And I'm going to tell y'all folks something. When you can swallow this pill, just investigate. You're not going to become a biblical cosmology person overnight.
Right.
And we want you to question it. We want you to, but I will tell you, we are making moves because Dave said this morning on the interview with Candace that that you can actually go back. All right, now you got history, and here's the way the devil keeps up with you. I want you to understand that everything we're doing on here has a history. Matter of fact, you can go back on your Facebook history, and it'll remind you of stuff that you didn't even remember.
Yeah.
But Dave is saying, and I have had this happen, Dave is saying that if you go back and you put in the word flat earth in your in you go to your history, that the videos will actually be removed that you watched, and they will replace them with the propaganda videos.
Yeah.
Now I don't think I've had anything in the propaganda video because I spot them, real quick. But he's saying, but here's one thing I will tell you. You can go now and put in the word Dean Odle flat earth, and it'll pull up all the propaganda.
Yep.
All right. And then you have a warning. Every video that has the word flat earth in it has a warning and a link to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So if we was crazy, why would they care?
Right.
Why would they care if we was talking about Buddha or if we was talking about anything else? You would not even have a warning. But when it's so bad that YouTube wants to give you a detour, you're on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah, I know if I watch a flat earth video on YouTube, say it's Ben at Taboo Conspiracy or one of David's videos, YouTube will not take me to their next video. As soon as the video's over, it will kick in one of the mainstream pseudoscience propaganda videos immediately. Now, if you go watch something about aliens, it's going to take you to the History Channel next video about aliens. But yeah, there has been a war against the truth of our cosmology, the truth of our creation, and it has stepped up because I got into this 2017 after a Navy pilot told me to look into it. And in 2017, you could search flat earth and a lot of the good stuff would come up. If you search flat earth now, you're going to get all of the propaganda. You're going to get all of the stuff from Big Brother, from controlled opposition, like Flat Earth Society, which, by the way, for those of you who are new, no flat earther is a member of Flat Earth Society. It's a controlled opposition by Big Brother. That's why Obama mentioned it 5 or 6 times when he was president. He wanted people to go look at Flat Earth Society because they make flat look stupid. They fill it up with a bunch of lies. So for those of you who want some truth about flat earth, go to David's app, David Weiss, the Flat Earth Sun Moon Clock Zodiac. Oh, wait, did I say that right? Flat Earth Sun Moon Zodiac Clock app by David Weiss. That's also the name of his channel. And he has another channel called DITRH, which stands for Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. And there's a lot of great stuff on that channel. Speaking of David, we're going to see him this Saturday. I hope he'll be there Friday night too, Tim.
Yeah, he is. He'll be there Friday night, and then we have lunch on Saturday from 12 to 4:30.
Right.
Let me put these banners together, and then I'll show you what we got.
I hope somebody called that pub and told them all these people are coming.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did have this morning is I got a call from the Hilton, and basically saying, "Do you know how many people's gonna show up?" Now this right here is Dave's gonna do a deal at the Between the Lakes pub. All right. But let me take this back over here. But anyway, I got a call this morning and everything's booked. I got a room that'll hold 80 people. All right. So what I want to do is we're going to set it up where we're going to have podcasters in there. And let me give you a list of them. Trey Smith, Dean Odle, Matt Smith, David Weiss, Mike Cook from the Patriot Mike. I don't know how many more, you, me. Anyway, where the people, it's like a meet and greet, but we're going to have to, we've got over 100 people that's already said they're going to be there. So what we're going to have to do is the restaurant's there. And here's what they told me. Said, look, we was told one time that we had an event and, you book one of these rooms and then next thing you know, 500 people shows up.
Right.
So we got, and we don't want the police called. We don't want the fire department called. So what we got to do is do it in shifts. So we may have to do some lives or whatever the case may be. If you want to come in at 6 for 30 minutes or whatever the case may be, if you want to meet these people, but we definitely don't want to cause no problems. So everybody be respectful of what we're doing, and go in, meet you people, and then, you know, go to the restaurant. They just want to be able to make sure they have enough staff to accommodate who's going to show up. Now, I don't know how many people, you know, are going to show up, but we shall see, I guess. Just like that restaurant, we don't know how many people are going to show up to the restaurant. But anyway, that's it. That's on that deal right there. Go ahead, Keith.
All right, might hear a train in the background here. Yeah, so the debate Saturday, I guess everybody on your channel knows it's Saturday at 6 p.m.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are driving from far away. I think I heard Dean say on your live here with him that he's got people coming from other countries to come to this debate.
Yes, they are.
It has the potential to be a tipping point for the truth. I mean,
it already is.
Yeah. So
it was the first. Let's just call it what Dave calls a meltdown. The first meltdown that Greg had, he had no clue of what he was opening up. He had no clue, and now we went from 600 to hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did hear one thing that he had proof of the globe, and I got a source that this is what he's going to use. There's a car that hit that thing on the globe right there.
That's hilarious.
Yep. But you know, I hadn't seen that particular pole. I hadn't seen it myself, but maybe we're gonna go somewhere and see it.
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing about the globe. The one that's in every classroom is they covered up the North Pole.
Yeah.
The North Pole. Okay. So that's another thing. Just like I said, folks, Trey keeps on warning me, stay on this subject until we get this done. But we have a whole lot more coming after that. As a matter of fact, I want to tell y'all now, the website is not up yet. I just got it taken care of this morning. But I do own bonafidetruth.com, bonafidetruth.com.
Nice.
And I will have a page up. Now, what I'm going to do on this page, not just flat earth stuff, I'm talking about everything that has to do with my studies, how I studied it, documents, videos, and then you can go there. And these people, there's no charge; it's absolutely free. But I want people to be able to go there and look and see where I got my research, and they can debunk it or bunk it or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And we're going to talk about the indoctrination of where this started, the reason for it to start. The elite do not want you to think, and they don't want you to have faith in God.
Right.
Because when you realize if you pray, things take place, they don't want you to know that.
Yeah.
So they actually want you to pray to Mary or a false Jesus or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to cover all that stuff when after the debate. I'm going to have all the videos put up there, and that's what I'm working on this morning. Matter of fact, I was on the phone with a lady that puts it together for us now. But anyway, another place that you can go, you got Dave's app, which is the Flat Earth app. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll come up.
Yeah.
But if you want to do Dean has studied on everything. He's one, and Dean never went to a seminary school.
Right.
So he was not in seminary with the cemetery gospel.
Yep.
That's what I love about him. You talk to him about anything, and we don't agree on everything, but he will listen.
Yeah.
And that what he told us the other day about about maybe now he said he had to go back and find it, but the stuff that happened in the 1850s.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video. Maybe we should.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. But anyway, what I want to do is I just want to stay on here for a few minutes and let everybody know that everything is on go. Please be respectful at these events. That's
Now,
my biggest warning is do not come in there with an attitude. I seen
check.
where a guy done a video at a flat earth event in Vegas, and then this big bully guy kept on pushing him around.
Yeah.
And did you see that video?
No, I didn't see that.
Anyway, we're going to be nice.
Right.
You know, and you just got to understand you cannot bash people. You know, I've seen so many people that was bashed by religion that they completely turn away from Christ because they was bashed because they was asking questions.
Yeah.
And that is, Gene's on here with us live. That is how people, I believe that the denominations has run more people from truth than they ever brought in.
I would agree with you 100%.
Yep. And there's just like I said, we have got to show our fruit. We've got to, I hope that's right. I think it's Darth.com, but if it ain't, you Google it.
Yeah, DITRH. Well, if you Google, or excuse me, if you go to YouTube and hit DITRH, the channel will pop up.
Okay.
And also,
anyway,
let me mention Vika's channel before I forget.
Okay, go ahead.
Those who want to see the mechanical realm, it's live now or it's ready now on YouTube. You have to go to Vika Draziv. That's VIKKA DRAZIV. If you type in Vika Draziv, the last post he made is the Mechanical Realm documentary. It just came out last night. We've had a few thousand views already. And, I expect that documentary to be seen by millions of people over the coming months. So it's like I said, it's well, I just did a video myself before I got on here with you saying that documentary is a grand slam. It's a home run. It's a slam dunk. It's a hole in one, whatever you want to call it. It is a powerful tool for the flat earth community. It's also a weapon to fight against the world of academia, the world of law, the world of deception, the world of delusion. So if you have not seen it yet, avail yourself to it and learn some truth about how everything in the sky moves over our surface.
Basically, we're sitting under a clock.
Yeah, it's like we live in an intelligently designed clock. Everything works in perfect patterns. That one truth right there, that everything is cyclical, that debunks the entire heliocentric hypothesis of a big bang and everything being chaotic and going this direction and that direction. That's not what we see.
What's incredible to me is we've never been hit by a meteor the whole time we've been here.
And we've never seen the moon hit by one either. That's
right. But we've been told that, all these scare tactics, but anyway, we want to keep on giving updates. I'm probably going to drive out on Thursday and get there Thursday night and see how many tables. If you are a podcaster or if you need a table, I guess let me know that you are definitely going to show up at the event and that you want to set up. Dean's going to have his table there to set up his books. Yeah. I think Matt is. You got books also, don't you?
Yeah, I'll bring the top 10 distinctions between warriors and worriers, which you guys don't know about that, but Dean will love it. You'll love it. The top 10 distinctions between relationship and religion, and the top 10 distinctions between dream fulfillers and dream killers. I've done a series of about 6 books. Those 3 that I'm going to bring are all the more inspirational, spiritual books. The other 3 books in the series are business related.
That's right. Yeah, one thing I want to say before we get off here is we are finding out a whole lot of truth.
Yeah.
And I was obedient right here at this very table. And the Lord told me right here in front of witnesses that I need to stop what I was doing and post this. And I posted this right here. And this is what got this whole globe moving.
You're a troublemaker, Tim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know who was going to reply to it, to be honest with you, but I done exactly what the Lord told me, and I did pray. So this is the point I want to make. I prayed that Dean's message would be on Greg's platform. I prayed about it. Matter of fact, I put Dean directly in front of Greg, but there was a intermission between the two at the event in Myrtle Beach. Mm-hmm. And Dean had his books there and everything was good. There was no problems whatsoever. But I prayed about it. I had no idea that this was going to take place. So this is what I want to tell you, folks. There's a lot of stuff that's been hidden from us, and the only thing that I can stand on, that I can tell you, is that I pray to the Father through the Son, and things happen. If I'm obedient. If I'm obedient. If I try my best to live by the 10 Commandments. The rest of the stuff, you know, we are still searching for. And the next thing I want to tell you too, if we knew everything, like a lot of these pastors say, they know everything, and this is the way it is, you would have no reason for faith.
Right.
You would have, if you knew it all, you would have no reason for it. And
Yeah.
I do believe Scripture, and I do believe that they was things held from us, but I do believe they was held from us for this very time right here.
Could be. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we have to have faith, and I'm just telling you, folks, that this right here, we got so many people that are on here that are watching us that believe in the Creator, that believe in creation, but don't know who the Creator is. Yeah. So my goal is to show you, if I pray to the Father through the Son Jesus, Yeshua, Jehovah, whichever way you want to go, and it says in the Bible that it is a righteous that he answers a righteous prayer. A righteous prayer. So you got to remember that you can't go out here hoeing around and pray because you get in a situation and think that it's going to work out for you. It don't work that way.
Yeah, I think it's
about a relationship.
Absolutely.
Yep.
About a religion, any of them. It's not about any certain sect within Christianity.
What denomination was Jesus?
None. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I like to say, you know, God is not the God of any one religion. God is the God of life. And we are all trying to put these pieces of the puzzle together. I think it's important to keep asking and seeking and knocking. You know, ASK, ask and keep on asking. Seek and keep on seeking, and knock and keep on knocking, so that we can learn more and we can grow and get stronger and have more peace and more a greater sense of freedom and a close connection to our source.
Yep, that's exactly right. Folks, I'm going to put a link to Trey's new video in the description below after we get off here.
Yeah, I'm going to go finish.
Keith, you can put a link to your videos in the movie that just came out last night.
Yep.
We will see y'all on Friday evening. Y'all have a blessed day, and God bless everybody on the other side of this screen, Trey Smith.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks for having me. We'll see you Friday night.
See you, buddy.
Bye.